Hi everyone, I'm Charlie, and today I'm going to be talking about summer camps again. And if you are a summer camp counselor, how to use your energy wisely and conserve it throughout the summer so you aren't getting drained out and burned out and you don't have enough energy to commit fully to things. I think this is really important because as a camp counselor, it's kind of your job to always keep your energy high and always be involved with the campers and be there for them and be doing fun activities and things like that for them. But when you're on the clock, basically 24/7, you can sometimes get difficult campers that really drag your energy down, or you aren't sleeping enough, or you're maybe you've just been playing the same game for a while and you're just not that excited about it. And it's just like all these things that kind of add up and just kind of makes it so you don't have a lot of energy moving forward. And kind of the purpose of this is to kind of give you the framework of how to, when you're at those moments and you're recognizing, wow, I feel really drained right now, how to pick opportunities where you're still going all out for your campers to give them a really, really good experience and they'll leave camp thinking, wow, I had the best counselor ever, even if maybe that wasn't even the best week for you of the summer or as is your time as a counselor. And I think this is a really important skill set to have because ideally every week would be first week of camp where everyone's like super excited, all the staff members are super excited to get campers and everything like that. But as the summer goes on, you slowly kind of lose that excitement sometimes. But being able to kind of really use the skill of picking when to use your energy correctly will make every camper super happy and leave camp feeling this was the best week ever. To go into a little bit more detail on why I'm doing this and kind of explaining it a little bit more, I think it's best to start with kind of a personal example from one of the weeks I was a counselor. I think this week I had a long week before and I had some difficult campers the week before. And this week I had 8 and 10 campers, which I do like 8 and 10-year-old campers, but like just a lot of it takes a long time to like get to different activities, putting socks on even and things like that. And I just felt I was really feeling like drained basically. I knew going into the week I was low on energy, and this kind of caused me to not fully commit to anything because I just didn't feel like I had enough energy to do it and I wasn't excited about it. I wasn't doing morning activities with campers, or I would go, but I was there, but I wasn't really participating. We would have cabin time and things like that, and I would bring them to ball court and they would play and they would have fun, but I wasn't really present. I was just watching them because I wasn't super involved in things like that. I signed up for a skit here or there, but I didn't really feel like I ever gave my all to anything. And this left me feeling at the end of the week that like I was relieved to get through the week and I was relieved that I was able to still counsel campers, but I felt kind of disappointed in myself and I felt guilty because I felt like I never really went all out for the campers, really showed them like I want to be the best counselor I can for you and you are my campers and that's why I'm excited to be here with you and do super fun things with that. And I feel guilty about that, and it led me to really reflect on the week and think about how I could be better and make sure this doesn't happen again. And what I thought was, since I started low on energy, I was still a counselor, which is still pretty energy intensive, and I did all these activities. I went to the games and things like that, but I was kind of just putting half energy in because I didn't have enough energy to fully give it because I knew I had other things to do later. And this kind of just led me dragging through basically and not doing a ton. Now, like reflecting on it, I was like, well, maybe it's better if like I didn't maybe if like for all camp game, like that was when I went all out and I got super excited, but then maybe during snack shop or something like that, I could be a little bit more reserved and just kind of mentally recharge at that point because basically I never got a time to recharge. I was just like keeping the same energy level kind of low and I didn't crash or anything, but I didn't exceed that or anything like that. And I kind of thought about like how I could do this by picking the opportunities to really go all out and things like that. To better explain this, I think it's good to consider a metaphor of playing soccer. If we have our soccer player right here, and he is playing soccer, and then we have our soccer ball over here. Soccer ball on like this field, soccer ball will move over here, and then it'll come over here, and then go here. This guy is left with the possibility of chasing after the soccer ball, so he'll chase here, and then maybe he'll go over here, and then go over here. But basically what ends up happening is that if he just runs 50% the entire time, by the time he gets to point A over here, the soccer ball is already at point B right here. And then as he jogs over here to point B, soccer ball is already at point C. And basically what ends up happening is he's super ineffective and he never gets the soccer ball. He never gets the ball, and this can be for any sport, but he never gets it. He's jogging half speed the entire time, and he's not doing anything because he's not there. But let's say we have point A, B, and C again. The ball goes to point A, and he's here, and he isn't able to get there. He just kind of stays here and watches. But then the ball goes to point B, and he's kind of just staying there. And then he goes to point C, and he sprints 100% to the ball, and he gets the ball right here. With this, he might have missed points A and B where he could have gotten the ball, but by going 100%, there's one thing, he was able to get the ball, and he's way more effective a player, even though he wasn't kind of doing things the rest of the time. I think this is a good example to kind of show you how using your energy correctly can really help you in the long run, because by going through the motions and going like half speed, you never really get the ball, you never really are fully engaged in activities or anything like that. But by going 100%, you're there and you're going 100% at the activity. Applying the same sense, we can take this more and look at it in terms of camp, and we can use two different examples. We can say we have counselor A and counselor B. Counselor A is a counselor that goes through the motions and is present in all the activities, but it's kind of more of a supervisor in campers and not fully engaged in activities or things like that during all camp game. They run around a little bit, but they're just kind of jogging along and kind of are there and they're present, but they're not involved, I would say. Counselor B is using this strategy of doing almost 0% for some activities and then 100% fully engaged for other activities. And by looking at these counselors, we can kind of see throughout the day, like how they would each go about their schedule. And I, for one, have been both counselor A and counselor B. I've been counselor A in that week that I just talked about in the beginning of the video. And I've also been counselor B where I really felt like I knew where I was at with my energy level and I could pick what opportunities I could do. I won't talk too much about counselor A because you can I think I've gone in detail of kind of my week and things like that. But let's go more into the counselor B and kind of how they would go throughout their day. Let's say, I think one thing that you could do if you're low on energy is that we have these morning activities in the morning, and maybe you go that first morning, that Monday morning, and you're super excited and you're super involved, you're there with all your campers, and then the rest of the week, you take that time to sleep in. You don't feel like you have to get up or anything like that. You kind of try and get your energy level back, like based off that. But then as soon as breakfast comes, you recognize, okay, like I'm excited, let's go to breakfast, let's be there. And you're really asking your campers questions and things like that. Because you know, like you had that little break before, maybe you're not fully rested, but you're able to recover and you're able to go and keep being involved with your campers. Another thing that you can do is pick what activities like really excite you. I know if you get to the evenings, like from the example of counselor B, I like all camp game more than I like all camp swim. Therefore, when all camp game came up, I was really cheering my campers on, and I was like, yeah, this is gonna be the best game ever and everything like that. And then when waterfront comes, I would take more. Maybe I'd sit on the bench, or even maybe it's not even like just resting, but it's taking time to talk with other staff members and kind of just get recharged based off talking with them, instead of maybe you're kind of involved with the campers here and there, but you're not fully in. I also think with skits or like funny skits or like serious skits and things like that, there's gonna be the same thing for a fireside, where you go all out for the skit, and then during fireside you can kind of almost zone out. Not to say like the pastor's message isn't important or the worship isn't important and things like that, but really thinking about like when you should go 100% in and things like that. I think this method can also be applied from day-to-day basis, throughout the day, and throughout like week to week. One thing that I did a lot while I was a counselor at a summer camp was we had morning activities every week and every day basically of every week. And my strategy would be every other week I would lead Road Runners, which is basically where we go and play games in the morning. And for those weeks I would be super excited, and that would be that part. But then by switching it week to week, it would give me time to kind of recharge, and I would still maybe go to a few morning activities, but I didn't have to wake up as early and things like that. Because basically I think what ends up happening is you overdrain yourself and you sign up for too many things, and then that just makes it so you can't be excited about everything that you do. Another great way to use this strategy is, like I said, pick the activities that you're excited about. And by choosing activities that you're excited about really keeps your excitement level high. And the kind of ones that you aren't so excited about, it's okay to not be fully present for them. Like no one says that you have to love every single all camp game, like every single rec time activity or every single boating activity or anything like that. In conclusion, I think the biggest takeaway is to recognize when you're feeling low on energy. Maybe it's one specific day, or maybe it's one specific week or something like that. And by recognizing it, you know, okay, I need to take some time to recharge, and maybe I'm not fully present for this activity or something like that. Like while you're still there maintaining your supervision for your campers, your mind might be not fully present, but then as soon as you're like, okay, I gave myself this break there, you can go all in for something else. I think by doing this, you'll create a better week for yourself, you'll create a better week for your campers, and you won't feel like how I was, like guilty that you weren't completely committed to your campers at the end, because it's a really fun time and you should be excited about that even when you're low on energy. Thank you for listening to me. I hope this helps, and I hope you guys all stay excited for the entire summer and are excited to be camp counselors and staff members at summer camps. Thank you.